If you're just joining us, say you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live on Channels Television. Here are our top stories tonight. Police kill three, arrest 26 suspects said to be connected to the kidnap of a lawmaker and 3 students of the Ahmadu Bello University about a fortnight ago. Gunmen kill 1, kidnap 3 persons in Kusheki community of Niger State. Police insist it is on the trail of the gunmen. South African youths take to the streets renew their call for foreign nationals to leave their country. Afghanistan's Taliban warns that the U.S. has the most to lose from cancelling peace deals that seek to end the country's 18-year war. For more information on our top stories, please visit our website, channelstv.com. youtube.com/channelsweb has videos of our shows. Let's check in with some eyewitness photos and reports that you sent into the platform. We begin with this one. It's from Benin Sapele Road in Delta State, showing the terrible state of the road. Our eyewitness laments the nightmare this road gives motorists. Also troubling for him is the presence of men of the Vehicle Inspection Office who are here to arrest vehicles considered not roadworthy. He wonders what should happen to roads that are also not vehicle-worthy, such as this one. He wants the government at both state and federal levels to attend to this quickly. Next is this set of images from Kiana local government area of Nasarawa State. It's showing the extent of damage to the bridge connecting Kiana community to other communities in the local government area. Our eyewitness says residents are trapped in and asks for immediate intervention. Another set of images from Kuto in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, showing a motorcycle with an umbrella. According to our eyewitness reporter, the umbrella is an improvisation by the commercial cyclist to shield passengers from the sun and the rain. He describes it as ingenious, especially for the motorcyclists. Thank you for sending in those pictures, and please keep them coming. The people of Ndokwa or Shimili clan have rejected the new composition of the board of the NDDC, recently constituted by the federal government, alleging marginalization in the appointment of persons into the new board. Staging a protest in Asaba, the state capital, the protesters asked the Niger Delta governor to prevail on President Muhammadu Buhari to reshuffle his appointment into the board.
Indigents of Ndokwa, Oshimili local government area, protesting on the streets of Asaba in Delta State over the recent appointment into the board of the NDDC. The protesters marched to the government house, Asaba, where they laid down their complaint, accusing the federal government of treating them unfairly, despite their contributions to the production of oil in the state.
These appointments of NDDC that were made by the federal government since the inception of the NDDC board in the year 2000 up till now, no appointment has been made to include the Ndokwa Okwan Federal Constituency of Delta North. Always that when the appointments are made, Ndokwa people are left out.
You need to get to some of these communities. They are suffering, they are in squalor. Nothing is happening there. As a matter of fact, the light that is being used at Abuja, in Asu Rock, is gone from that area. Okay. Nothing is happening. Where are we going from here? The government are not treating us equally. It is most unfortunate. It's unacceptable. It needs to be redressed.
The governor's political aide comes out to address them, given assurances that their requests will be channeled to the appropriate quarters.
We know that we are also pressurizing, and we agree that they also have told us some channels are use those channels. What is important is that let us work together. You remember that just last week, the governors of South also met in Abuja. And rejected the appointment. So it is not as if it's something that they approve of. So I want to appeal to you to continue to be as peaceful as you think.
Thank you very much.
We're in this business together.
Yes.
And therefore, we can only thank you. But I want to appeal to you to return back home. Your leaders and government are working together to achieve the desired results.
As they disperse, they leave with optimism that the state government will do as promised so they can get some sort of compensation that will be acceptable to all.
The first 100 days of President Buhari's second term has been the subject of debate among various peoples and groups. An economist and CEO of financial derivatives company, Mr. Bismarck Rawani, has asked the government to make haste with its decisions on its major economic plans and policies in order to inspire positive reaction on the economy. The economist believes there is no time to waste. Mr. Rawani was speaking on our political program, Sunday Politics.
What did they promise on 29? Said, I will support private sector backward integration. Yeah, right. They made the right noises there. Domestic production of basic goods, yes. Reduce social and economic inequality, no. Provide reliable electricity, no. Fight corruption vigorously, question mark. 100 million jobs in 10 years, question mark. 25,000 megawatts by 2023, we are at 3,000 megawatts. Investment in primary and secondary healthcare, no. So, 2/8, not a good score.
In 100 days.
100 days. I mean, but the longest journey in the world started with the first step. So there's work to be done. The fact that ministers were submitted, then we go back to the fact that the AFTA was signed, which is a step in the right direction in terms of moving us towards a mixed model. So, and then reaction, some of the things, PNID, South Africa, and all this. So we have all this pressure. So it's not just what you initiate, it's how you react to problems. So generally speaking, to be fair, the government has actually been more agile now than it was.
Still on the president's first 100 days, opposition figures say they're not impressed with some of the activities of President Buhari since the start of the second term. Speaking on our political program again, Sunday Politics, Mr. Yabagi Sani, the national chairman of the Action Democratic Party and a spokesperson for the People's Democratic Party's presidential campaign, Mr. Kasim Afebwa, say they expect better from the Buhari-led administration.
I think I have not seen anything that will give one some confidence that we are getting it right yet. When you look at the welfare, that is the economy, look at the unemployment. It has gone to 23-point-something%. That's unemployment. When you look at underemployment, it gets to about 40-point-something% of Nigerians are not fully engaged. So that tells you that poverty is growing, endemic. It was about 18-point-something% in 2018. And 2019, you have added 5% unemployment, to the people that are not employed.
I'm not seeing any hope in the horizon, whether you like it or not, except you want to play politics with everything. But for God's sake, Nigerians know that unemployment is getting worse. Loans are being taken every now and then, but you don't see what they spend the money for. Our road infrastructures are decayed. You can't travel. Kidnappers are everywhere. Insecurity. What are you going to talk that is cheering news in the APC government?
The president's spokesperson, Mr. Femi Adesina, has counteracted the response, the opinions of these opposition members, saying it's not all bleak, but he believes the mark of the government's activities are seen all over the country.
What I would just like to say is that Nigerians should recognize that this government is working in different areas of priorities it has set for itself. What were the areas of priority in the first term? Securing the country, reviving the economy, fighting corruption. Some other things have been added to it in the next level. And it is work in progress. Look at infrastructure, for instance. You, the channels in Lagos, you are just off the Lagos-Ibadan expressway. You know what is happening with that road. That road has been partially closed down. You know what is happening. By December 15, it will be open again, and you will see how far government will have gone with that road. The second Niger Bridge, work is going on. Roads all over the country that were started in the first term, work is going on them. You have power projects. In recent times, the vice president had been at Bayero University. He had been at the university in Ebonyi to commission off-grid power projects for those two universities. Is that not progress in that within the time in question?
Channels Television's data consultant, Babajide Ogunsanwo, joins us now to talk about the challenges and successes of the past 100 days of the Buhari-led administration.
Good evening.
Good evening, and you're going to look into that crystal ball again today.
If you give me enough time to.
Well, so the 100-day subject seems a bit controversial, of course. Some analysts say that believe Nigerians rate the government based on the past 100 days. Some say go way back to May 2015. What do you say?
It depends on what Nigerians want to focus on, but I'll tell you what we shouldn't focus on. We no longer should focus on the politicians. Let us focus on the politicians, those that can make the policies. And tonight, I'd like to focus on three things. I'd like to decode first the past 100 days, the realities. The second is to look at the present day challenges, and finally we'll look at what the future is. And to do that, I'd like to share a quick short story with you. You know, more than half a century ago, a black, bold, beautiful Nigerian woman once stood by the side of the road, and she stopped a taxi man, got into the taxi, and they started their journey. Here was the challenge. The woman was naked, completely, no clothes. And while the journey went on, the taxi man kept looking at his rear mirror. Clearly, the woman was uncomfortable and asked the taxi man, "Haven't you seen a naked woman before?" And he replied, "Madam, I'm sorry. I'm not really looking at you. I've just been staring to wonder where you kept the money that you would pay me." Here's the moral of the story. In life, there are several things that will distract you from what you should focus on. And like the taxi man, we should focus on the right thing. So tonight, there are two things in front of us. The first is, on the left hand, we could focus on the achievements of the government in the past 100 days. And on the right hand, we could focus on the achievements of Nigerians in the past 100 days.
What are those achievements?
So we could look at three things if you want to measure the achievements of Nigerians. Are families saving more of their salary, or are they spending more of their salary? We could look at how easy is it for a new business to have been registered. So how many new businesses were registered in the last 100 days? And we could also even look at how many new young Nigerians got loans into their business. But if we were to look at what the activities of the president, we'll look at the top three things, and that is, we see that in the last 100 days, the African Free Trade Agreement was signed, and that is one big achievement because it allows a lot of small to large-sized businesses to promote their exports. The second big achievement is to look at the advantage of Siemens coming on board to provide and improve the power situation. And what will that achieve for Nigerians? More families will be able to sleep better at night, and businesses will be able to do their business with ease. And finally, if we are to look at what other achievements the government has been able to achieve in the past 100 days, is a new approach to security. So right now there's a new multi-stakeholder approach to security, which is, the objective is to reduce communal clashes. So we've seen those three objectives that have been achieved in the last 100 days, but again, remember, the focus should be on what have Nigerians achieved in the past 100 days.
Certainly, Babajide, thank you so much for coming on tonight. And unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to look into your crystal ball. We will, hopefully soon.
I know there's a lot you want to achieve as well tonight.
Of course.
That should be the focus.
Thanks again. And when the news at 10 returns, residents of Kewesati community in Usa local government area of Taraba State lament the deplorable state of their community. That's in our community report. Join us again.